Welcome guys to another World War Marvel Contest of Champions, and we are into our semi-final round. What does that mean?
Almost over, and this is where it's down to the wire.
That's right. So we have three matches. I was ready to go three, but three matches left for you guys to view in this contest of champions. And the bracket so far, we have Drax versus Spider-Man, and then Jean Grey versus Vision. So what one are we doing today? Drax versus Spider-Man. So I'm playing Drax, rolled off. And
we randomly rolled to see who was going to play who.
Yep.
I'm bringing out the Spider.
Yep. And I'm doing Drax.
It's a tall order. Drax has proven himself to be a beast in this tournament.
That's right.
He's shown how good the Fury skill is.
Yes, and he shines with it, to say the least.
He does.
So I'm excited to try Venom with the Fury skill, I'll be honest.
I think there's a lot of characters out there. Hulk on a Fury tournament is going to be really scary.
Oh, yeah, bad. So let's see what happens when Spider-Man comes up against Drax. We'll show you the board and we'll get right into the match. So again, this here is the board that we are playing on. It has all our houses and banks, stuff like that. So let's get right into the deployment roll. Drax has a 2.
Spidey's got a 3.
Where are you setting up Spider-Man?
Alright,
we'll come back after his deployment. So Spider-Man sets up right there within 6 inches of the back of the board. And that means Drax has to set up on the other side. So he's just going to set up right in there. Right in between the two buildings.
I'm just going to move over to
Let's roll for initiative. And Spidey has a 6.
I'm going to let Drax go first.
Alright, Drax will be going first. Let's see what happens. So Drax is going to be going first this round, so he's going to use 2 power to move 9 inches. And he's just going to basically go into the base contact with that lamppost. It is size 3, so Drax is going to use 3 power to grab and throw just a spot behind Spider-Man. So Spider-Man has a really good agility at 11.
So 11 with acrobats.
So he passes.
He passes.
So there is no damage done to Spider-Man. And Drax will then camp on the 2 remaining power. So Spidey moved up to the front of the car. He's then going to do a grab a
throw the car over here somewhere.
Yep, somewhere like that. Drax needs to make an agility test. He does have an agility of 8, so I need to roll 8 or less. And that is a 10, so he does get hit and takes all 4 damage from that car. So for the rest of Spider-Man's go, he's going to be doing a overloaded swing kick on the knockdown Drax. So Drax only has a defense of 14. So let's see what
6
Spider-Man
attack.
does. And that is a critical with 2 5s and a 4 plus your attack bonus.
Attack 6, so it's hitting a 20, so it's good enough.
Yeah, and that does 2 damage.
2 damage plus 1 for the crit, so 3 damage.
That's right.
Which puts Drax into the pale.
Already. Whoa. End of the round, Drax needs to make a stamina test, see if he's on his feet. He does have stamina 12, and he makes it with a 4. Initiative next round. It's important. I got a 5.
I got 1.
Drax is going first. We forgot to move Drax back 2 inches from the push, so he is 6 inches away from Spider-Man. Correction, about 5. So Drax, for his go, at the beginning of this turn, he's going to use Fury and try to dish out the damage to Spider-Man. So he does spend 1 to stand up, and he's going to spend 1 to move the 5 inches, get into base contact with Spider-Man. That leaves him with 8 power left because the Fury gives him an additional 3. His attack goes up to a 7. Plus 1 from the Elite Fighter, so it is an 8. What is your defense? 19?
19 when I boost.
Alright, so I have 4 strikes that I'm going to do, so I'm going to try rolling each one. Normally, I'm not going to do any overloaded, so I get the most. So, well, here's the first one, regular. So that's 12 plus his attack of 9. So that is 21. It is enough to hit and do 3 damage to Spider-Man.
It's actually an attack 8, but it was still enough.
And then I will... Do I overload the other 2 instead of doing 3? Yeah, I'll do 2 overloaded instead of 4. And here's the next one. So that's a crit, and it's a hit as well, so it does 4 damage to Spider-Man. And then the last one is also a crit, so another 4 damage to Spider-Man, which puts him into the red. He needs to make a stamina test now. His stamina is 9. Uh-oh. And he makes it with a 6. That's lucky for Spider-Man. We'll come back with his activation next. So, Spider-Man, for his go, what are you going to do with him, John?
He's going to go 2 overloaded punches.
Alright, I can't improve my physical defense, and I am at a 14. So, here's the first one.
Alright, so I've got an attack of 5.
Yup.
I'm looking for 10s on 3 dice.
That's right. And that is not enough.
That's
that is
a
only 9.
Second shot
Is enough.
That is enough.
And so that's 2 damage to
onto
Drax. End of the round, they both need to make stamina tests. So Spider-Man.
Spider-Man with his stamina of 9
is down. And Drax with a stamina of 12 is fine. We'll come back with initiative next. And initiative next round. Drax gets a 6.
Spidey's got a 4.
Alright.
He's going.
Drax is going. So I'm just going to do a couple of overloaded.
I need to overload at this point, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm down to an 11.
That's true. I'll just do 3 basic strikes. So here we go. Drax with his attack of 6.
So you're looking for 6s on the dice. That's
there we
1.
go. That's
good
1,
for 2.
and that is 2 damage.
3 because of Cruel. That's enough.
That's true, actually. Cruel does take Spider-Man out of the contest. And Drax is moving on to the finals. We'll come back with the after-action report next. Alright guys, we are here after the after-action report. You saw the match between Spider-Man and Drax. And again, Drax shows why Fury is an all-important skill to have.
No, that's it. It was watch Spidey melt.
Well,
it literally was. In one turn, went from untouched
to almost dead.
I'm in the pale and almost in the red.
That's right. And it could have, if Drax failed his stamina test, technically went the other way too, because I would have been left wide open as well.
Well, it's even just the initiative that next turn would have made the difference.
That's right.
Spidey getting the extra hits up with you at the -3.
That's right.
Would have hurt you.
That's right.
But I mean, this was actually, I think, the hardest fight Drax has had.
I think so, actually, especially with that truck or the car thrown right in his face round 1.
Yeah,
that was the big one.
Set Spidey's attempt to set the tone, and I think it was working for Spidey.
Yeah.
It came down to that stamina check.
That's right. And if you stayed up on your feet or not, or if I failed mine, and I didn't, so...
Even just me on my feet would have made it harder for you to hit back on me.
Yeah. And
it means that I kind of boost my defense again.
Absolutely. Which would have been good.
Yeah.
Because I was only at attack 5.
Yeah.
And then, my...
6 with your elite fighter,
but
still... Against an 18 defense, that's not as great.
No, I would have had to overload instead, and would have had to use that power to do that instead of giving myself more attacks, right? Yeah. So, Drax is moving on to the finals, though. Well, guys, leave your comments in that below. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, ignite your hobby.